The wind cut my face like a blade. The desert stretched forever, yellow and dead. My horse's hooves dragged through dust. I hadn't spoken to a soul in days. I told myself I liked it that way. I don't need anyone, I muttered. My voice sounded strange, small. The sun dropped slow behind the rocks. I stopped when I saw a dry creek bed. I tied my horse Elias and built a fire from broken sage. The flames licked the night, small but steady. "Another night, old boy," I said to the horse. He snorted like he agreed. I ate half a biscuit and drank warm water. It tasted like metal. The world was quiet except for the wind. I thought of her again. Martha, my wife, gone 5 years now. I had stopped saying her name out loud, but her face still came when the fire burned low. "Don't start, Luke," I whispered. "She's gone." A sound broke the stillness, a cough, weak and close. I stood, hand on my revolver. "Who's there?" I said. Nothing answered. Only the wind. Then a soft voice. "Help, please." I turned. Near the edge of the firelight lay a small figure. I stepped closer, boots crunching sand. It was a woman. Thin as bones, her face pale beneath dirt. She clutched something in her arms. "A child." "Ma'am?" I said, kneeling. "You alive?" She moved her lips. "Water." I gave her my canteen. She drank slow, shaking. I held the boy's wrist. Weak pulse, but still there. "What happened to you?" I asked. "Lost." "Days," she whispered. We walked from the mine. "He's sick." No food. The boy's head rested on her shoulder. His skin burned with fever. "Why walk the desert?" I said. "Nowhere else to go," she said. Her eyes met mine, gray and hollow. "Please, take us home." The words hit me like a shot. "Home," I repeated. "I don't have one." She tried to speak again, but fainted. I looked at the sky, red and black. I told myself to walk away. I'd learned not to carry other people's pain. It always burned worse than my own. But when I turned to my horse, the child coughed. Small, broken sound. I froze. "Damn it," I said. I lifted the woman first, then the boy. They were light as ghosts. I laid them across Elias's back and tied them tight. "Guess we ride tonight," I said. The horse stamped, ready. I climbed up, took the reins, and started toward the lights of Dry Creek Town, 10 miles east. The desert night swallowed us whole. Hours passed. The stars looked cold. The woman stirred once. "What's your name?" I asked. "Mary," she said. "My boy." "Eli." "I'm Luke," I said. "You picked a bad place to get lost." She smiled weakly. "We were looking for mercy." I had no answer for that. "You got family in town?" I asked. "No," she said. "Only debt." Her voice trembled like glass. I saw her hands, raw and cracked. "How long since you ate?" 3 days, she whispered. I gave her the rest of my biscuit. She broke it in half, gave a piece to her boy first. That simple act hurt more than any wound. "You always feed others first?" I said. She looked at me. "A mother eats last." Eli coughed again. I felt the heat of his skin against my arm. "He's burning," I said. "He needs a doctor," she said. "But we have no money." "Don't talk about money now," I said. "We just need to keep him breathing." She closed her eyes. "Thank you, Luke. I wasn't used to thanks." It made my chest ache. By midnight, the wind grew colder. I pulled my coat over her shoulders. "You'll freeze," she said. "I've been colder," I said. She looked at me long, like she could see through the hard shell I wore. "You've lost someone too," she said softly. "Everyone loses someone," I said. "But not everyone stays lost," she said. Her words hit deep. I kept my eyes ahead, the moon lighting the path. "Sleep," I said. "We'll reach town by morning." She rested her head near my arm, whispering, "You sound kind." I laughed once. "You don't know me." "Maybe kindness hides in pain," she murmured, and drifted to sleep. As I rode, I spoke to myself, quiet, like prayer. "You're not saving them. You're just passing time." But my heart didn't believe it. When we reached the ridge above Dry Creek, I saw lanterns flicker below. I hadn't been there since Frank Doyle took my land and my wife. My gut turned cold. "Hold on, Eli," I said. "Don't you quit on me." The boy didn't move. His breathing came slow. "Stay with me, son," Mary whispered weakly. "Son." The word tore through me. My own boy had died before he could speak it. I shook my head. "Don't think of that," I told myself. Not tonight. At the town gate, 2 drunks shouted at me. "Hey, Luke Carson's ghost," one said. "Didn't expect to see you crawling back." I ignored them. Their laughter followed me down the street. The doctor's shack stood near the well. I pounded on the door. "Dr. Hayes!" I yelled. "Open up!" A candle flickered inside. The door creaked open. A gray-haired man appeared, rubbing his eyes. "Luke? I thought you were dead." "Not yet," I said. "Need help, now!" He saw the woman and boy and nodded fast. "Bring them in." We laid Eli on the table. The doctor worked quick, mixing powder and water. Mary held the boy's hand, praying under her breath. "Is he going to make it?" I asked. The doctor glanced up. "Hard to say. Fever's bad." I stepped back, fists tight. "Do what you can." Mary looked at me. "You've done enough," she said. "Enough?" I said. "He's still fighting." Tears glimmered in her eyes. "You didn't have to stop." "Yeah," I said quietly. "I know. We waited through the night." I sat by the window, watching dawn push over the hills. The desert looked soft now, almost kind. Mary broke the silence. "Why did you help us?" I stared at the fire. Didn't think about it. "Just did." "Good hearts don't think," she said. "They move." I shook my head. "My heart stopped moving a long time ago." She touched my arm. "Then maybe it just needed a reason." I didn't answer. The doctor came back, wiping his hands. "The fever broke," he said. "The boy will live." Mary gasped and fell to her knees. "Thank God." I looked at Eli's small chest rise and fall. Relief hit like a wave. "You can rest now," I said. She turned to me. "You saved us." I swallowed hard. "Maybe you saved me too." Outside, the sun rose red over the desert. I stepped into the light, feeling warmth for the first time in years. I whispered to the wind. "Home, huh?" It didn't answer, but I felt like it heard. The night passed slow. The fire burned low and the wind bit through the cracks. I sat awake, watching the woman sleep beside the child. Their faces looked pale under the faint glow. When morning came, I stepped outside. The desert stretched wide, quiet, golden. My horse shifted his hooves and breathed heavy. I gave him water, then looked back at the woman. She opened her eyes slowly. Where are we?" "South Ridge," I said. "Half a day to town." Her lips trembled. "You saved us." I shook my head. "I just found you." She sat up, pulling her child close. "You could have left." "I almost did," I said. "But something stopped me." The boy coughed weakly. I took my canteen and handed it over. "Let him drink slow," I said. She helped him sip, careful not to spill. "Thank you," she whispered. "What's your name?" I asked. "Mary," she said softly. "Mary Lane, and this is Eli." I nodded. "Luke," I said. "Luke Carson." She looked at me for a long second. "Thank you, Mr. Carson." "Just Luke," I said. Eli looked up at me. His voice was small. "Mister, do you have food?" I reached into my saddlebag. Only 2 pieces of hard bread left. I broke one and handed it to him. "Eat slow," I said. "It's all we got till noon." He chewed like every bite mattered. His mother didn't eat. She just watched him, tears in her eyes. "You should eat too," I said. She shook her head. "I can wait." "You'll fall," I said. "And I can't carry you both." She smiled faintly. "You don't even know us." "I know hunger," I said. "That's enough." She looked down at the ground, quiet. "My husband used to say that too." "What happened to him?" I asked. She ran her fingers over Eli's hair. "He worked the mines near Dry Creek. The walls gave in. He never came back." I felt something twist inside me. "Dry Creek?" "Yes," she said. "Frank Doyle's mine." I froze. The name hit me like a gunshot. "You know him?" she asked, noticing my face. "I know him," I said. "Too well." She looked uneasy. "He owned the land. We rented a small house from him. When my husband died, Doyle said the debt stayed. He took everything. Even the horse." I clenched my jaw. "He always takes everything." Her eyes met mine. "He hurt you too?" I nodded slowly. "He stole my land, my wife." My piece. Silence fell. The fire crackled low. The wind moved the ashes. "I'm sorry," she said quietly. "Don't be," I said. "You didn't swing his hammer?" She held Eli's hand. "Sometimes I think God forgot us." I looked at her. "Maybe he sent me so he wouldn't." Her eyes filled. "Why would a stranger care?" "Because I know what it feels like to have no one," I said. She looked at me with soft disbelief. "You speak like a preacher." I laughed dryly. "I curse more than I pray." She smiled for the first time. "Still, you helped us." "Don't thank me yet," I said. "We still need shelter." The boy tugged her sleeve. "Mama, I'm cold." I stood. "There's an old shack east of here." Belonged to a trapper. We'll go there. She hesitated. We can't ask more of you. You didn't ask, I said. I offered. I helped her stand. Her legs shook. She leaned against the saddle. It's been days since we walked, she said. Then hold tight, I said. I'll ride slow. I lifted Eli first, then helped her up behind him. Her hands rested lightly on my waist. For a moment I felt something warm, alive. Then I turned away from the thought. The sun climbed higher. The sand glowed white. My horse trudged steady through the heat. No sound but wind and hooves. How far now? She asked. Not long, I said. See that ridge? Just past it. Eli's head rested on her shoulder. His voice came faint. Will we have a house again? Yes, I said. You will, she whispered. He means hope. I know, I said. That too. When we reached the shack, I tied the horse and opened the door. Dust filled the air. Broken chair, torn curtain, but the roof held. It's small, I said, but dry. She stepped inside. It's perfect. Eli sat by the wall. It smells funny, he said. That's old wood, I said. It'll smell better once we light a fire. I gathered sticks outside. The sun burned my neck. Sweat stung my eyes. When I came back, she was sitting near the boy, rubbing his hands. He's shaking, she said. I lit the fire quick. The warmth filled the room slow. Better? I asked. She nodded. Much better. I handed her the second piece of bread. Eat. I can't take your last food, she said. You can, I said. I'll hunt later. She looked at me like she wanted to believe it. You're a good man, Luke. I wasn't, I said quietly. Not for a long time. She tilted her head. What changed? I stared at the flames. Maybe this. Maybe finding you here. Eli whispered. I'm sleepy. She stroked his hair. Sleep, baby. We're safe now. He closed his eyes. His breathing slowed. You think he'll be all right? She asked. He's strong, I said. Like his mother. Her eyes glistened. I'm not strong. I'm just still standing. That's what strength is, I said. She looked at the fire, voice trembling. When my husband died, I wanted to die too. But Eli looked at me and said, Mama, please don't leave. I stayed because he needed me. I nodded. I stayed for someone once too. She didn't stay for me. Her eyes lifted. Your wife? I nodded once. Her name was Martha. She left with Frank Doyle. Said she wanted more than dirt and silence. Her mouth fell open. Martha Doyle. Your wife? Was, I said. Now she's his. She covered her mouth. Oh, God. Small world, I said bitterly. She whispered. He ruined you both. I leaned back against the wall. He'll ruin more before he's done. The fire cracked. Outside, the wind howled soft. She looked at me again. Do you hate him? I did, I said. Every day. But hate burns too long. It leaves nothing but ashes. She folded her hands. Then why not forget? Because he still breathes, I said. Her eyes softened. Then maybe one day you'll breathe without him. I looked at her. Maybe one day you will too. She smiled faintly. You sound like hope again. Don't tell anyone, I said. It'll ruin my name, she laughed. Quiet, tired, real. The sound filled the room like light. I smiled despite myself. You laugh like the world's still worth saving. It is, she said. Even if it breaks us first. We sat quiet after that. The fire burned low, warm against the wind. Eli turned in his sleep and murmured, Home. Mary looked at me. He dreams of it, I nodded. We all do. She watched me with tired eyes. You could leave us in town tomorrow. You've done enough. Maybe, I said. But I won't. Why not? She asked softly. Because I don't want to ride alone again. Her lips parted, but no words came. Only the crack of the fire answered. The light dimmed. I looked at her, then the boy. Their faces soft in the glow. My heart, hard for years, began to thaw. I'll fetch water, I said, standing. You rest, Luke? She said. Yeah. She hesitated. If you hadn't come last night? Don't, I said. You're here now. That's enough, she nodded. Then thank you. I stepped outside. The air cooled. The sky turned gold and pink. I filled the canteen at the small stream and watched the reflection of the fire through the shack window. For the first time in years, I felt something close to peace. Not because the world was kind, but because I'd found someone still trying to live in it. I whispered to the wind. Mary Lane. Maybe we both still got a reason. The wind carried the words away. When I walked back, she was sitting by the boy, humming soft. I set the water down and sat near the fire. "You're quiet," she said. "I'm thinking," I said. "About what?" "About fate," I said. "And how it plays tricks," she smiled sadly. "Maybe it's not tricks. Maybe it's mercy in disguise." I looked at her, the flames dancing between us. "Then maybe mercy finally found me," she lowered her eyes. "Or maybe it found us both." The fire cracked one last time before the night took it. The wind was quiet that night. The desert slept under a cold moon. The fire crackled, small and tired like me. I sat close, rubbing my hands, trying to find warmth. Mary slept against the wall, her thin blanket barely covering her. Eli lay beside her, breathing hard. His small chest rose and fell too fast. I reached over and touched his forehead. "It burned, Mary," I said softly. "Your boy's hot again." She opened her eyes, slow and heavy. "He always burns at night," she whispered. "Then cools by morning. He needs a doctor," I said. "Town's a few miles away. We can't pay," she said. "And he won't make the ride." I looked at the child again. Sweat covered his face. His lips moved like he was dreaming. "What's he saying?" I asked. "His father's name," she said. "He always calls him when fever comes." I stirred the fire with a stick. Sparks flew into the night. "Your husband," I said quietly. "He was a miner." She nodded. The mine fell. "He never came home." I didn't speak. I knew what that kind of loss felt like. The silence between us was heavy. The wind outside pressed against the old wooden walls. She turned to me. "You know loss, don't you?" I stared into the fire. "I do. What happened?" she asked gently. I wanted to stay quiet, but the fire pulled truth from me. "I had land once," I said. "A ranch, horses, cattle. A woman I loved." She waited. Her eyes didn't move. "His name was Frank Doyle," I continued. "He was my partner. We built everything together. Then one night he took it all on my land, my wife, my name. Left me with nothing but this horse and an empty heart." Mary's voice trembled. "That name?" "Frank Doyle?" I looked up fast. "You know him?" Her eyes filled. "He owned the mine. The one that killed my husband." The words hit me like a bullet. My hand shook. I stared into the flames, hearing their hiss like laughter. She whispered, "So the same man broke both our lives." "Looks that way," I said. Eli coughed in his sleep. I knelt beside him and wiped his face with a wet cloth. "He's strong," I said. "He'll make it." Mary's voice was soft. "He's all I have left." I nodded. "Then we keep him alive." "That's what we do." She watched me work. "Why are you helping us?" I shrugged. "Because no one helped me when I needed it," she sighed. "Maybe that's how healing starts." I didn't answer. I fed the fire again. It crackled, wild for a moment, then settled. The heat touched our faces. The sound reminded me of another fire long ago. "Funny," I said, half to myself. "It was fire that took my home, too." Mary looked up. "Fire? Yeah," I said. "After Frank took the ranch, his men came back one night. Burned it to the ground. Said it was an accident. I buried my horses myself." Her hand reached toward me, slow and unsure. She touched my arm. "I'm sorry," she said. The words hit something deep inside. I hadn't heard anyone say sorry in years. I looked at her hand, small and rough from work. "It's fine," I said. "That fire went out long ago, but it hadn't. I could feel it still, burning inside me," Eli moaned. Mary bent close. "It's all right, baby," she said. "Mama's here." The boy's hand reached out and touched her face. Then he whispered, "Pa." "Fire." Mary froze. Her lips trembled. "He dreams," I said quietly. "Dreams burn hotter than fever sometimes." She nodded. "He misses him. He used to sit by his father every night by the mine fire. They said it was bad luck to sleep cold." Her eyes filled with tears. I looked away. I didn't want her to see mine. We sat for a long time just listening to the fire. The light moved on the walls like ghosts. After a while she spoke again. "You ever go back?" "To your land?" I shook my head. "No, some ghosts don't like visitors." "You could take it back," she said. "With what?" I laughed softly. "Hope?" "With truth," she said. "Truth burns too." I looked at her then, really looked. The dirt on her face, the cracks in her lips, the light in her eyes. She was thin, weak, yet stronger than me. "Mary," I said, "if you could see him again, this Frank Doyle, what would you do?" She thought for a moment. "I'd tell him he can't bury God's justice. Even under all his money." I nodded. "You talk like faith still lives in you." It has to, she said. If I lose that, I lose everything. The words sat heavy in the room. I stared at the fire until my eyes burned. The flames twisted and danced, bright as memory. I saw my wife's face there, Martha smiling in the light. Then I saw her walking away beside Frank. I felt my hands tighten. Mary's voice pulled me back. "You're angry," she said. "Anger keeps me breathing," I said. "It also keeps you alone," she whispered. I looked at her. "Maybe alone is what I deserve." "No one deserves that," she said. "Not even a broken man." Her words cut deep. I felt my chest ache. I wanted to argue, but I couldn't. The fire popped. A spark landed on my boot. I brushed it away and said, "This fire reminds me of that night. The smell, the sound, the heat. I can still see my house burning." She leaned closer. "And yet you still light one." I blinked. "What?" "You keep fire near," she said. "Maybe not to destroy, but to remember." I looked into the flames again. She was right. Every night I built one. Every night I watched it die, hoping it would take my pain with it. Eli coughed again. Mary touched his face. "He needs hope more than heat," she said. I nodded. "I'll ride at dawn. Bring medicine if I can." "You already did enough," she said. "I didn't," I said. "Not yet." The wind howled outside. The door rattled. I threw another log into the fire. She looked at me for a long moment. "You've been hurt too," she said softly. I didn't answer. "I can see it in your eyes," she said. "The kind of hurt that doesn't bleed anymore, it just burns." I smiled without joy. "You're not wrong." "Then stop feeding it," she said. "Let it die." "I don't know how," I said. She leaned back, staring at the flames. "Maybe help someone else's fire live. That's how mine started again tonight." Her words sat in my chest like a seed. I didn't know if it would grow, but it was there. After a while, she closed her eyes again. The room grew quiet except for Eli's breathing and the crackle of wood. I stared at the boy. His small hand hung out from the blanket. I covered it gently. "You hang on, kid," I whispered. "You hear me?" He didn't answer, but his breathing eased a little. The firelight flickered across Mary's face. She looked peaceful, like the pain had finally gone somewhere else. I sat there, half awake, watching the embers fade. My head felt heavy, but my heart felt different. Not healed, just less empty, I whispered to the dark. Frank Doyle took everything from me. But maybe this time he gave something back. The fire sighed, low and warm. I leaned back against the wall and closed my eyes. For the first time in years, I didn't dream of revenge. I dreamed of a woman's voice saying, "You've been hurt too," and somewhere deep inside me a small fire, one I thought long dead, began to live again. The morning came cold and gray. The wind smelled like dust and smoke. I hadn't slept. My mind kept circling the same thought. Frank Doyle. I stood by the fence sharpening my knife when I heard hooves. Sheriff Cole rode up slow, his hat pulled low. "Luke," he said, "you look worse than a ghost." "Didn't sleep," I said. The night was loud. He dismounted and tied his horse. "I heard you're back in town. Just outside it," I said. "Didn't plan to stay long." He looked past me toward the barn. "You're not alone, are you?" I didn't answer. His eyes narrowed. "Word travels, Luke. Folks said you brought someone out of the desert," I sighed. "A woman and her boy. They needed help." Cole folded his arms. "Mary Lane?" My hand froze. "You know her name?" He nodded slowly. "Frank Doyle's men been looking for her. He don't like loose ends." I stepped closer. "What do you mean, loose ends?" Cole lowered his voice. "You remember the mine collapse 2 years back?" "I remember," I said. "Dozens dead. Frank called it an accident." Cole spat in the dirt. "Wasn't no accident. He cut corners. Mary's husband tried to warn the men. Frank buried the truth, and him too." The words hit like a hammer. "Her husband died because of him?" Cole nodded. "And if Frank finds out she's alive, he'll make sure she disappears too." I clenched my jaw. "Then she stays hidden." "Luke," he said quietly, "you can't fight him alone." "I've done worse alone," I said. Cole looked tired. "You still carry that anger, don't you?" I met his eyes. "It's the only thing that never left." He sighed. "I'm your friend, Luke, but be careful. Frank owns half this town and most of the law." I nodded. "Then I'll keep my own law." Cole mounted his horse. "You always do. But remember, forgiveness don't come after blood. It comes before." I watched him ride off until the dust faded. His words stuck like splinters. Forgiveness comes before. I wasn't sure I still believed that. I walked back to the barn. Mary was sweeping the floor, humming a quiet tune. Her hands moved slow, careful, like every motion hurt. "You should rest," I said. She turned, surprised. "You were gone long." "Met the sheriff," I said. "He brought news. Good or bad?" She asked. "Depends," I said. "He says the man who hurt your husband is looking for you." Her face went pale. "Frank Doyle?" I nodded. "You know that name well." She gripped the broom tight. "I wish I didn't." "He won't find you here," I said. "I promise." She stared at me. "You can't promise that, Luke." "I can try," I said. "That's all I have." She lowered her eyes. "You already done too much. We owe you." "You owe me nothing," I said. "You were starving." "I had food." "I should work," she said. "I can cook, clean, help with chores." "No," I said. "You rest." "That's work enough." She frowned. "I don't want pity." "It's not pity," I said. "It's peace." Her eyes softened. "You talk like a man who lost it once." "I did," I said quietly. The silence grew heavy. The boy coughed from the hay corner. Mary went to him fast, knelt beside him, brushed his hair. Eli's voice came weak. "Ma, I'm fine," she smiled. "You always say that." I stepped closer. "How's he feeling?" "Tired," she said. "He needs medicine." "There's a doctor in town," I said. "But I can't risk going now." "I can go," she said. "No one knows me." I shook my head. "Too dangerous. Frank has men watching." She bit her lip. "Then what do we do?" "I'll send word through Cole," I said. "He'll help us." She nodded slowly. "You trust him?" "With my life," I said. "He's the only one left worth trusting." Eli smiled faintly. "Mr. Luke, are we safe?" I knelt beside him. "For now, yes." "You're safe here." He looked at me with sleepy eyes. "You talk like my pa." Mary froze. I felt something twist inside. "What was he like?" I asked. "He was strong," Eli said. "And kind. He said never lie, even if it hurts." I swallowed hard. "That's good advice." Eli smiled. "You talk the same way." Mary turned away quickly, pretending to fix his blanket. I knew she was hiding tears. I stood. "I'll bring more wood." She nodded. "Be careful." I stepped outside. The sun had climbed, burning through the mist. The air felt heavy, like the world was watching. I chopped wood for hours, though we didn't need it. The sound kept my thoughts quiet. Every strike brought a memory. My ranch, my wife, the betrayal. Frank Doyle again. Always him. When I stopped, sweat ran down my back. I sat on the stump, staring at the hills. I thought of what Cole said. He'll silence her. Not while I breathe, I thought. The door creaked behind me. Mary walked out, her hair loose, eyes tired but calm. "You work too much," she said. "Better than thinking too much," I replied. She sat on the step. "Sometimes thinking saves you." "Not me," I said. "Thinking only hurts." She looked at the sky. "I used to think too." About the mine, the fire, my husband's last breath. Then I stopped. "It was easier," I nodded. "I know that feeling. Do you?" She asked softly. "I lost my wife," I said. "She left with the man who took everything from me." Her eyes widened. "Frank?" I nodded once. "Same man. He betrayed me in business, then in love." She whispered. "Then fate brought us both to him." "Or through him," I said. The wind moved her hair. For a moment she looked like someone reborn. "Do you hate him?" she asked. I thought for a long time. "I used to," I said. "Now I just want peace." "Peace comes slow," she said. "I can wait," I replied. She smiled faintly. "You don't talk like most men." "Most men don't lose what I lost," I said. She looked down at her hands. "Thank you, Luke, for giving us a place." "You'd do the same," I said. She shook her head. "I'm not sure I'd have your courage." I laughed softly. "It's not courage. It's company," the boy's voice called from inside. "Ma, Mr. Luke?" She stood. "Coming, Eli." I followed her in. Eli sat up, holding a small wooden horse I'd carved the night before. "You made this?" he asked. I nodded. "For you," he smiled weakly. "It looks like you." I chuckled. "Then it must be ugly." He laughed, a dry small laugh, but real. Mary smiled, tears shining. "He hasn't laughed in weeks," she whispered. "That's worth more than gold," I said. Eli leaned back, eyes half closed. "Good night, Pa," he murmured. The word froze me. Mary gasped softly. I looked at her. She opened her mouth to speak, but didn't. I stepped closer to the boy. "Sleep well, son," I said quietly. Mary's eyes filled again. "He dreams," she said. "He calls for his father every night." I sat beside the bed. "Let him dream," I said. "Dreams are kinder than truth." She knelt on the floor beside me. "You lost a child, didn't you?" I looked at the wall. "A boy. He died before I came home that day. Fire took him." She placed a hand on mine. "I'm sorry." "Don't be," I said. "The world doesn't owe me peace." "Maybe not," she said. "But it gave you another chance." Her hand stayed there a second longer than needed. Warm, gentle, I stood slowly. "You both should rest. I'll watch the door." "You can't guard the world, Luke," she said softly. "I can guard this barn," I said. She smiled. "Then guard it well." I stepped outside again. The sky burned orange now. The town lights flickered far off. I could almost feel Frank Doyle's shadow stretching toward us. But inside that barn, for the first time in years, someone had called me Pa. And that single word was enough to keep me alive. I knew at the moment I rode into town. Eyes followed me. Whispers started before I tied my horse. "Luke Carson's back," someone said. "After all these years?" Another voice whispered. I kept my hat low. I didn't like attention. Inside the store, the talk grew louder. A man near the counter said, "He's hiding a woman out by the old barn." Someone laughed. "Maybe he's got himself a new wife already." I paid for flour and salt and walked out fast. The sound of laughter followed me like dust. When I reached the barn that night, the sun was gone. Smoke from the fire drifted through the air. Mary looked up as I stepped in. "You're late," she said. "Town was loud," I answered. She smiled, but her eyes looked tired. "They're talking, aren't they?" "They always talk," I said. "That's what they do best." She folded a blanket for Eli. "You don't need to protect me from words." "I don't like lies," I said. "Then let them lie," she said. "We know the truth." Eli coughed from the corner. I went to him and touched his forehead. "Still warm," I said. "He'll be fine," Mary said. "He's strong like you." I looked away. "I'm not strong. Just stubborn," she smiled faintly. "Stubborn keeps people alive." I sat near the fire. The wood cracked and shadows moved on the walls. I thought about what I heard in town. Frank Doyle's name came up again. He told the sheriff he wanted to help me, but I knew his kind of help. It came with fire and blood. Mary noticed my silence. "What is it?" she asked. "Frank's back in town," I said. Her hand froze. "The man who ruined us?" "Yes," I said quietly. "The same one." She stared at the floor. "Then he'll come for me." "Not while I'm breathing," I said. She didn't answer, but her eyes shone in the firelight. Outside, the wind picked up. It smelled like rain and danger. Bear, my old horse, stamped his hooves. The night felt wrong. Too quiet, too heavy. Mary tucked Eli in and whispered, "He dreams better now." "That's good," I said. "He needs rest." She turned to me. "So do you." I shook my head. "I'll stay up a while." She didn't argue. Just nodded and went to her corner. I sat with my rifle across my knees. The fire popped and whispered like it knew secrets. Hours passed. Then Bear snorted outside. I rose fast. The air changed. The smell of smoke, sharp and cruel. I went to the door. The barn door glowed red at the edges. "Fire! Mary!" I shouted. She jumped up, grabbed Eli, and ran to the back. I pushed the door open and saw shadows moving. Men with torches. "Get out of here!" one shouted. "The boss wants his property back." I fired a warning shot into the air. "Next one won't miss," I yelled. They laughed. One torch flew into the hay. Flames burst like a devil's grin. I ran through the smoke, grabbed a bucket, threw water. Mary screamed, "Luke, stop!" But I didn't stop. I saw one man's face and rough beard, black hat, cruel grin. Frank's man, he lunged at me with a knife. I swung my rifle hard. The metal hit his jaw. He fell cursing. Another torch landed near Eli's bed. Mary ran and kicked it away, holding him close. Her hair glowed red from the firelight. Her eyes met mine, full of fear and courage. "Go," I shouted. "Take Eli outside." She hesitated. "Not without you." "Now, Mary," I roared. She ran through the back door, coughing. I grabbed a burning plank and threw it aside. My lungs burned, my eyes stung. The last man ran off into the dark. I kicked dirt over the flames until they hissed. The smell of smoke filled my throat. By the time it ended, I could barely stand. When I stepped outside, Mary was kneeling in the dirt, holding Eli. He was crying softly. She rocked him and whispered, "It's over, baby. It's over." I dropped to my knees beside them. My hands shook. Her face was streaked with soot, tears cutting clean lines through the ash. "You all right?" I asked. She nodded. "Eli's fine." "I'm fine, you?" "I'll live," I said. "The barn won't." We sat there a long time, silent. The night was quiet again, only the crackle of dying embers. Finally she spoke. "They won't stop, will they?" "No," I said. "Frank doesn't stop until he gets what he wants." "And what does he want now?" "He wants to hurt me," I said. "That's what men like him do. They take pain and hand it back." She looked at me. "Why did you save us again?" I frowned. "What kind of question is that?" "A real one," she said softly. "You could have left. You could have saved yourself." "I made a promise," I said. "To who?" she asked. "To myself," I said. "That I'd never walk away again." She studied me for a long time. "You've lost people before?" "Yes." "Family?" I nodded. "My wife, my home, my name almost." She reached out and touched my hand. Her fingers were cold but gentle. "I'm sorry." I shook my head. "Don't be. It was a long time ago." Eli stirred and whispered, "Pa?" Mary froze, but I smiled. "Sleep, boy. I'm here." He closed his eyes again. The stars above us looked sharp and clear. The world smelled like rain and ashes. I thought about the voices in town, the laughter, the lies. They could say what they wanted. They didn't know what real hunger felt like. They didn't know what it meant to fight for breath in the dark. Mary spoke again, her voice soft. "Do you ever think about leaving?" "Every day," I said. "Then why stay?" "Because of you," I said before I could stop myself. She looked surprised. "Because of me?" "You and Eli," I said. "You remind me there's still something left worth fighting for." Her eyes filled with tears. "Don't say that." "Why not?" "Because it sounds like hope," she said. I smiled. "Maybe it is." She gave a weak laugh. "Hope's dangerous out here." "So am I said. We both fell quiet. The moon came out behind the clouds. The barn was half black, half glowing red. I'd need to rebuild again. But I didn't care. Mary looked at the ruins. "They'll come again." "I'll be ready," I said. "You can't fight forever." "I can try," I said. She turned to me. "You're not fighting them, Luke. You're fighting yourself." Her words cut deep. Maybe she was right. Maybe I was still at war with ghosts. I looked at her and said, "I'm not good with peace." She smiled sadly. "Then learn it here. With you?" "With whoever stays," she said. The fire died down to soft smoke. I sat with her until Eli slept soundly. She leaned against me, silent, tired. The stars looked like tiny promises I didn't believe in yet. After a while, she said quietly, "You didn't save us for thanks." I turned to her. "What do you mean?" "You saved us because you're lonely," she said. Her words hit like truth. I looked at her, the ruins, the boy asleep in her arms. I felt the ache in my chest ease a little. She was right. I rode fast through the rain. My arms held the boy close. His skin felt hot. His breath was weak. "Stay with me, kid," I said. "Don't quit now." Mary sat behind me on the horse, holding him tighter. "Please," she whispered. "Please, God help him." I didn't speak. The sound of thunder covered my thoughts. The desert road looked endless. My heart pounded with every step the horse took. When we reached town, I jumped off before the horse stopped. "Doctor!" I shouted. "Dr. Hayes?" The old man came running from his small house. "Luke, what happened?" "The boy," I said. "He's burning up." He opened the door. "Bring him in, quick." I carried Eli inside. The smell of herbs and smoke filled the room. The doctor laid him on a wooden table. His eyes moved fast, checking the boy's pulse. Mary grabbed my hand. "Is he going to die?" "Quiet now," the doctor said. "Let me see." I couldn't breathe. My hand shook. I stared at the boy's face, pale, too pale. The doctor worked fast. He poured something into a cup and held it to the boy's lips. "Drink, son," he said softly. Eli didn't move. Mary started crying. "He won't wake up." "Give him a chance," I said. "He's strong." The doctor looked at me. "Strong, yes, but his heart is weak." "What do you mean?" I asked. He sighed. "Some children are born with small hearts. Too much work, too little food, too much pain. It breaks them." Mary covered her mouth. "No," she said. "No, please." He touched her shoulder. "We can try. He needs rest, warm soup, and faith." I stepped back. My legs felt heavy. Faith, I whispered. I lost that long ago. Mary turned to me. Then find it again, she said. Find it for him. I wanted to say I couldn't, but her eyes stopped me. The doctor left us alone. The room went quiet except for the rain on the roof. I sat by the bed. Mary knelt and prayed in a low voice.
Lord, she said, if you must take someone, take me.
Leave my boy. Her words hit me like a knife. I looked at her and felt my chest tighten. After a while I said, He's not yours alone, Mary. She opened her eyes. What? I carried him here, I said. I held him when he shook. He's mine too now. I won't let him go. Tears ran down her cheeks. Then pray with me. I shook my head. I don't know how. She took my hand. Just talk to him, so I knelt beside her. My knees hurt on the wooden floor. I closed my eyes. God, I said slowly. I don't ask much. I've done wrong. I've lost people. But don't take this boy. Not this one. Mary's hand squeezed mine. Amen, she whispered. The room smelled of medicine and wet clothes. I heard the boy breathe weakly. I wanted to trade places with him. I wanted to give him my heart. Mary brushed his hair. He's still warm, she said. That's good, I said. It means he's fighting. The door opened. Dr. Hayes walked in holding a small bottle. I have something that might help. It's bitter, but it keeps the heart steady. He poured a few drops into Eli's mouth. Now we wait, he said. How long? I asked. He shrugged. Hours, maybe a day. Stay with him. Talk to him. Let him hear your voice. Mary nodded. He loves stories, she said. I sat closer. Then I'll tell him one. I started talking about the ranch I once owned, the horses, the big sky, the smell of hay. My voice trembled, but I kept going. Once there was a horse named Elias, I said. Strong and wild. But one day he got hurt. Everyone said he'd never run again. I didn't listen. I fed him, talked to him, waited. He got up again. He ran like the wind. Mary smiled faintly. That's a good story. It's true, I said. And this boy's stronger than that horse. Eli's lips moved a little. I froze. Mary, look. She leaned forward. Eli, baby? His eyes opened just a crack. His voice was thin. Pa? Mary gasped. It's me, sweetheart. It's Mama. He turned his head slowly toward me. You smell like home. The words hit me hard. My throat closed. I couldn't speak. I looked at Mary. She was crying but smiling. The doctor came back, surprised. Well, I'll be, he said. He's fighting after all. He called him Pa, Mary said softly. He thinks Luke's his father. Dr. Hayes nodded. Maybe he needs to believe that. I touched Eli's hand. Rest now, boy, I said. You're safe. He smiled weakly and closed his eyes again. Mary wiped her tears. You saved him. I shook my head. No, he saved me. She frowned. Why do you say that? I forgot what hope felt like, I said. He brought it back. The doctor smiled. You two should get some rest. He'll sleep long now. Mary stood. Thank you, doctor. He packed his bag. You can stay here tonight. Warm the stove. Keep him close. When he left, the rain slowed. The sound was soft now, almost peaceful. Mary sat beside me on the floor. We both watched the boy breathe. He's all I have, she said. You have more now, I said. She looked at me. You? Yes, I said quietly. If you'll have me. She looked down, her face red. I don't know what to say. Say nothing, I said. Just stay. She nodded once. Then I'll stay. Hours passed. The fire burned low. I couldn't sleep. I kept watching Eli's chest rise and fall. Each breath felt like a gift. Mary's head rested on the table. Her hair touched my arm. I wanted to move, but I didn't. The warmth felt right. When dawn came, light slipped through the window. Eli opened his eyes again. Mama? He said. Mary sat up fast. I'm here, baby. He looked at me. And Pa? I smiled. Right here, partner. He grinned weakly. Told you I'd be fine. Mary laughed through tears. You scared us half to death. I dreamed, Eli said. We had a house, a horse, and pie. We'll make it real, I said. All of it. He blinked. Promise? I promise, I said. Mary touched my shoulder. Thank you, she whispered. For what? I asked. For giving me back my faith. I looked at her. You gave me mine. We sat there, all three of us, under the soft morning light. Outside, the rain stopped. The air smelled clean, new. I looked at the small fire and thought about what the doctor said, about hearts that break too soon. Mine had been broken for years. but now it beat steady again, not from strength, but from love. I leaned closer to Mary. He'll live, I said. Yes, she said. So will we. Eli smiled faintly, half asleep again. I watched him breathe and whispered, You smell like home too, kid. The words felt right, like a prayer answered. The fire crackled softly. The world outside the window glowed gold. For the first time in years, I believed in something again. Not luck, not revenge, just life. The wind carried dust that day. The air smelled like fear and sweat. I fixed the barn door, but my hand shook a little. Something inside me knew trouble was coming. Sheriff Cole rode up fast. His horse breathed hard. Luke, he said, Frank knows she's alive. I froze. Who told him? Someone in town saw you, he said. Saw the widow. You must move her now. I won't run, I said. Not again. He took off his hat and sighed. Frank's sending men. You can't face them alone. I looked toward the cabin. Mary and Eli were inside. I can, and I will. Cole leaned closer. You're not the same man from before. Don't let anger blind you, I smiled weakly. I ain't angry, Cole. I'm ready. He shook his head. Ready for what? For peace, I said. Even if I have to fight for it. He wanted to say more, but he didn't. He turned his horse and rode away slow. Dust rose behind him and hung in the air like smoke. I went back to the barn. Mary came out with a basket of bread. He came to warn you, didn't he? Yes, I said. Frank's men are riding soon. Her hands trembled. We can leave before they come. No, I said. They'll just follow. Better they find me here. She looked down. You want revenge. I want it to stop, I said. I want no one else to run. She stepped closer. Promise me one thing. What? No killing, she said. Please, Luke. I looked at her tired face, at Eli sleeping on the porch. I'll try, I said. But I can't promise mercy if they draw first. She nodded slowly. Then I'll pray they don't. I loaded my rifle as the sun fell. The barn glowed red from the last light. My horse Elias stomped and snorted. He felt it too, the storm before men arrive. Night came quiet. Crickets sang like they didn't care about men and guns. I stood by the gate and waited. Mary walked up behind me. You shouldn't stand alone. I've stood alone before, I said. I know how it feels. But this time you're not alone, she whispered. We're here. I glanced at her. That's what I'm afraid of. She reached for my arm. Don't be. Her touch stopped my shaking. I didn't say thank you. I just breathed. Then I heard it. Hoofbeats. Distant at first, then louder. 5 riders, maybe 6. The sound echoed through the trees. Go inside, I said. She hesitated. Luke, go, I said again, sharper. Lock the door. She turned and ran, skirts brushing the dust. I raised the rifle and waited. My hands were steady now. The first man called out, Carson! Frank says hand over the woman. I shouted back, tell Frank he'll have to ride through me. The men laughed. One said, he thought you'd say that. I could see their faces now. Cruel, tired, and greedy. They rode closer, the smell of whiskey and sweat in the wind. Last chance, the leader said. Step aside. She ain't worth dying for. She's worth more than you'll ever be, I said. He spat into the dirt. Suit yourself. I aimed at the ground in front of his horse and fired once. The shot cracked through the night. The horse reared, and the man cursed. Next one goes higher, I said. They spread out, forming a half circle. One lifted his pistol. Don't, I said. You'll regret it, he laughed. Big talk from a man with one rifle. Mary's voice came from behind me, shaking but loud. Luke, don't kill them. Her words hit me like a slap. For a moment my finger froze on the trigger. The men saw it. They whispered. The leader grinned. Your woman's soft, Carson. Makes you weak. She makes me human, I said. He fired first. The bullet hit the barn post near my head. Splinters flew. I dropped low and rolled behind the fence. My heart pounded so hard I felt it in my teeth. Luke! Mary screamed. I'm fine. I shouted back. The men hesitated. They weren't killers, just hired hands. They didn't want to die here. I shouted, go home. You got paid to scare me, not bury yourselves. The leader cursed again. You won't scare us, old man? I fired once more, this time higher. The bullet grazed his hat clean off his head. He went pale. Tell Frank I'm still alive, I said. Tell him to stay in his house. The men looked at each other. One turned his horse, then another. Within seconds, all but one rode off fast into the dark. The last man stayed. Young, maybe 20. His hands shook on the reins. You should go too, I said softly. He nodded. Frank said you'd shoot to kill. I've done enough killing, I said. Don't make me do more. He turned his horse without a word and rode after the others. The sound of hooves faded into the night. Silence filled the air again. Just crickets, wind, and my heartbeat. Mary ran to me, tears in her eyes. You're hurt? I checked my arm. Just dust, I said. Not blood. She took the rifle from my hands. Enough, she said. You've done enough for one night. I nodded. My ears still rang from the shots. They'll be back. She wiped her face. Then we'll face them again, together. I can't let you stay if it means danger, I said. I didn't ask to be safe, she said. I asked to be home. Her words hit deep. I looked toward the cabin. Light flickered inside. Eli stood by the window watching. He heard everything, I said. He hears more than we think, she said. I walked to the boy. He opened the door before I reached it. Did they go? He asked. Yes, I said. For now. He looked at the rifle in my hand. You didn't kill them? No, I said. Your mother stopped me. He smiled, small but proud. Then she saved you, I laughed softly. Maybe she did. We sat by the fire together. Mary poured water into a tin cup and handed it to me. My hands trembled again, but for a different reason now. You think Frank will come himself? She asked. He will, I said. He's too proud not to. She stared into the flames. Then we should be ready. I'll stand, I said. But I won't aim to kill. Promise? She asked. I met her eyes. Promise. Outside the wind changed. The night grew colder. Somewhere far off a wolf howled. I stared into the dark. He's coming, I whispered. Mary touched my shoulder. Then so are we. I looked at her. This woman I found half dead in the desert, now strong, now unafraid. You changed me, I said. No, she said. You changed yourself when you cared. Eli coughed and lay down beside the fire. Mary covered him with a blanket. She turned to me again. You need rest. I'll stay here, I said. Keep watch. You always keep watch, she said softly. But who watches you? I didn't answer. The fire cracked. The night breathed around us. She leaned closer. Whatever comes, we face it as one. I nodded. As one. She smiled faintly, then went to her son. I sat alone again, rifle across my lap, firelight dancing on my hands. I thought about Frank, his eyes, his voice, his greed. He took everything once. I wouldn't let him take peace too. The wolf howled again, closer this time. I whispered to the dark, Come on, Frank, I'm ready. Then I looked at the cabin. Inside, Mary's shadow moved softly, tucking Eli in. I felt something warm rise inside my chest. Not rage, not fear. Something new, hope, and that was more dangerous than any gun. I watched clouds roll over town. The air felt thin. I tasted dust and worry. I needed Mary safe tonight. Pack your things, I said. We should leave before dark. She set the cup down. I won't run again, Luke. You should, I said. Frank will come back angry. She met my eyes. You gave me hope. I stay. I can hide you near the ridge, I said. Cold caves, but safe. She shook her head. Hope never lived inside caves. I promised Eli safety, I said. I keep promises. You saved Eli already, she said. Now save your heart. My heart used steel, I said. Steel kept me alive. Steel saved your body, she said. It starved your soul. Leaving buys time, I said. Time heals bruises and fear. Running never healed me, she said. It only fed fear. Please go for Eli's sake, I said. Please for him. He asked me to trust you, she said. I will trust. He called you home, she said. He slept with peace. He deserves more than fear, I said. He deserves days. Then stop living like prey, she said. Stand and breathe. I learned prey from loss, I said. Loss taught hard lessons. Loss taught me too, she said. It taught stubborn love. Men like Frank burn stubborn love, I said. I saw it. Fire shows what stays true, she said. Love stays true. Footsteps passed outside the barn. I held my breath. It's old Ben's cart, she whispered. I hear the mule. I exhaled slow. Even friends made me jumpy. You were alone too long, she said. Alone breaks bones. Bones mend, I said. Trust costs more than bones. I can pay that cost now, she said. I am ready. Why risk your life? I asked. Why stand and fight? Because you fought first, she said. You stayed with us. I stayed because guilt shouted, I said. It chased me. Guilt brought you, she said. Love keeps you here. Dusk gathered gently. Frank lost face last week, I said. He feared your calm, she said. Quiet men scare bullies. I am not calm, I said. I just breathed slower. Your breath taught me courage, she said. Now I stand. Standing can get you killed, I said. I know that. Living on my knees killed me, she said. I won't kneel. Wind rattled the latch. A thin whistle slid through cracks. We start with dinner, she said. Eli needs food first. Doctor said soup helps, I said. Broth and bread. Then chop onions, she said. Yes, Mr. Protector. I fetched the knife and board. My hands shook a little. Why do you shake? She asked. Are you cold, Luke? I remember my old house, I said. The night it burned. You never told me details, she said. Tell me tonight. I hid them under whiskey, I said. Whiskey hid me. Truth breathes in firelight, she said. Let it breathe. Truth burns like that flame, I said. But I will speak. My wife left before the fire, I said. She left love. You can say her name, she said. Let it be heard. Martha, I said quietly. She chose Frank and money. Money buys roofs, she said. It cannot buy peace. I chased money later, I said. I chased revenge too. Did revenge feed you? She asked. Did it help sleep? It fed one day, I said. Then doubled my hunger. Your husband taught you? I asked. What were his words? Find a good heart, she said. He said that dying. Do I have that heart? I asked. Tell me honest. You hide it, she said. But yes, you do. You saw my worst days, I said. Why believe me? I saw you carry Eli, she said. You carried my hope. I carried fear too, I said. Fear never left me. Fear can walk with us, she said. It cannot steer. I hated Frank for years, I said. Hate bent my back. I almost shot him, I said. Rifle raised last winter. What stopped you then? She asked. Say the truth. His little boy watched me, I said. I lowered the gun. You saved 2 souls then, she said. Believe that mercy? Eli coughed from the stall. I hurried to him. I'm here, kid, I said. Soup is almost ready. He opened weak eyes. I heard you talking. Did we wake you? I asked. I am sorry, son. You told Mama truth, he said. Truth makes rooms warm. We keep them warm for you, I said. Sleep again. He nodded and drifted. I tucked the blanket. You speak softer with him, she said. You change near him. He carries my better voice, I said. He earned it. Taste the broth, she said. Is it right now? It tastes like home and rain, I said. It heals. We fed Eli slowly. He swallowed and sighed. Will we leave tonight? He asked. I heard the wind. We might, I said. Only if needed, son. I like when you say son, he said. It feels safe. I looked at Mary. She gave a small nod. Rest now, I said. Dream of rivers and trees. He slept. We stepped back toward the small flame. My father died poor, I said. I swore to pay him back. What was the plan? She asked. Say it plain. Win land and cattle, I said. Make money, buy pride. She loved me once, I said. Then she loved shine. Shine blinds many, she said. I chased food, not shine. I blame myself for losing her, I said. Blame rotted me. Rot can turn to soil, she said. Plant faith and peace. I held fire instead, I said.
It kept me angry. Put it down tonight, she said.
I can hold it. You already hold too much, I said. Grief and hunger. Shared weight becomes light, she said. Let me help. Frank will test us soon, I said. He always tests. Then we stand together, she said. I won't run. You refuse leaving? I asked. Even if shots start? I refuse leaving you, she said. I stay because love. Love? I asked. You mean that truly? I loved your kindness first, she said. Then your courage. I am broken, I said. I fear failing you. Broken still holds water, she said. Cracks let light in. I fear losing Eli, I said. I fear losing you. We face fear together, she said. We pray and act. I forgot prayer, I said. Whiskey replaced it. Use simple words, she said. Use faith tonight. Keep us safe, Lord, I said. Guide our home. Amen, she whispered. Guide our home toward morning. We stood in silence. The flame clicked and breathed. I lied to Cole, I said. I hid my rage. Tell him tomorrow, she said. Truth buys peace. I failed my ranch hands, I said. I left them jobless. You can hire again, she said. Build honest work. I feared I was cursed, I said. Death followed me. You are not cursed, she said. Love grows here. Say your last fear, she said. Name the darkest one. I fear being unworthy, I said. Unworthy of you. Worth is not earned, she said. It is given. Then teach me receiving, I said. Teach me slow. Take me home, Luke, she said. Take me too. Home might be here, I said. Here with you. It is where you are, she said. That is truth. I will build better walls, I said. I will plant trees. I will plant flowers, she said. Lily will paint. We will fix the well, I said. Old Ben will help. We will invite Pastor, she said. He will bless. We will pay Dr. Hayes, I said. He saved Eli. We will save each other, she said. Daily and steady. Steps sounded outside. I lifted the rifle. Who goes there? I called. Speak your name. Cole here, came the voice. I bring news. I opened the door. You scared us, Sheriff. Frank left town, he said. But his pride stayed. He will return with papers, he said. Pressure, not guns. Papers can also wound, Mary said. Words cut deep. I can stall a week, he said. Use the time. A week buys breath, I said. We will use it. Are you running tonight? He asked. Tell me now. I stay with Luke, Mary said. I won't run. Then I guard the road, he said. You are not alone. Town folks changed, he said. Your mercy moved hearts. Mercy had long legs, Mary said. It ran fast. Cole tipped his hat and left. Hoofbeats faded. Now finish, she said. One last confession. I loved Martha once, I said. But not anymore. What fills that space? She asked. Say it plain. You, I said. You and the boy. Then let love work, she said. Let it grow. Teach me slow, I said. I will learn. We will learn together, she said. Step by step. Is this our new beginning? I asked. Truly new? This is our new beginning, she said. Hold it tight. I will write letters, I said. I will confess debts. I will forgive debts, she said. My heart is ready. We will share the watch, I said. Two hearts stronger. We will sleep in turns, she said. Morning will come. Tomorrow we buy seed, I said. We start a garden. Tomorrow we buy ribbon, she said. For Lily's hair. Tomorrow we buy nails, I said. For steady doors. Tomorrow we buy hope, she said. For steady hearts. Hope ask no price, I said. Only 2 yeses. Yes, she said. I stay. Yes, I said. I stay. We stood hand in hand. The barn breathed around us. My chest opened, I said. Warmth moved like morning. Thank you for staying, I whispered. Thank you, Mary. Thank you for asking, she said. Thank you, Luke. It is settled, I said. We face dawn together. We face life together, she said. Beginning now, night pressed against the boards. Rain began in soft threads. I listened to drops find every nail and seam. The barn smelled of hay and iron. My hand stopped shaking. My breath found a slow, steady path. I felt the old fear loosen like a bad knot. I thought of home, money, and the long desert road. I thought of promises and the quiet word faith. My chest hurt and eased. Luke, she whispered. What does peace feel like? Like this, I said. Like rain on a safe roof. She nodded. Then we keep this roof strong. We will, I said. We will work at first light. She traced a cross in the dust. For courage, she said. For forgiveness, I answered. For a clean start. The coals glowed red and low. An owl called. Eli breathed even. My heart matched his rhythm. The dark did not scare me. I held her hand and waited for morning. The sky turned gray before sunrise. I sat on the porch, rifle across my knees. The air felt heavy, still, and strange. I could smell dust and fire from far away. Mary stepped outside, shawl around her shoulders. Can't you sleep? She asked softly. No, I said. He's coming. She looked at me, eyes full of fear. Frank? Yes, I said. He won't stop now. She walked closer. Then we leave. I can't, I said. Running never ends it. Mary's voice trembled. He'll kill you. Maybe, I said. But not before dawn ends. She reached for my hand. Luke, please. You promised peace. I did, I said. But peace sometimes costs blood. Behind her, Eli woke inside the cabin. He rubbed his eyes and came to the door. "Pa," he said quietly. "What's wrong?" "Go inside," I told him. "Stay with your ma." "I can help," he said. "I can shoot too." "No," I said. "You're still a boy." His small face hardened. "Not anymore." Mary pulled him close. "Listen to your father." I nodded once. "Lock the door behind you." They went inside. I heard the wooden bar slide across. Silence followed, only wind and dust. Then hoofbeats, slow, certain, cruel. I saw Frank's dark horse appear through the mist. He wore a black coat and smile. "Morning, Luke," he called out. "You awake early?" "I've been waiting," I said. "You took your time," he laughed. "I like to watch men sweat first." "I don't sweat anymore," I said. "You burned that out years ago." He stopped a few feet away. "You hiding something?" I stayed still. "Nothing you need to see." "I heard you got company," he said. "A woman and a boy." "Not your concern," I said. "It is," he said. "That woman belongs to me." "She belongs to no man," I said. "Not even you." Frank dismounted, boots crunching on dry ground. He carried his gun low, like a snake waiting to strike. "You think you can protect her?" he asked. "I already did," I said. "Twice," he sneered. "You always had a savior complex." "Maybe," I said. "At least I try to save, not destroy." He circled, eyes sharp and cruel. "You know what I remember?" he said. "Your face when I took your wife." I didn't answer. My jaw locked tight. "She begged me to forgive you," he said. "Said you were a good man once." "Stop talking," I said quietly. "But I didn't," he said. "I told her good men die poor." I stood and cocked my rifle. He raised his gun. For a second, we both breathed the same cold air. The world narrowed to his eyes and mine. "Put it down," I said. "Walk away," he smiled. "You can't save anyone, Luke. He fired first." The bullet grazed my arm. I fired back. He stumbled, hit in the shoulder, gun falling into dirt. He screamed, clutching the wound. Blood soaked through his coat. I walked toward him slowly. He crawled back, eyes wide. "Kill me," he spat. "End it." I pointed the rifle at his chest. Mary's voice shouted from behind. "Luke! Don't!" I froze. She ran toward me, face pale. Eli followed, clutching the doorframe. "Go inside!" I yelled. Mary kept coming. "Please, Luke, don't do it." I looked down at Frank. He sneered again, blood on his teeth. "You don't have it in you," he hissed. "You never did." My finger tightened on the trigger. Old memories screamed in my head. Fire, loss, betrayal. Then I heard Eli's voice. "Stop. You said no more hate." My hand trembled. I lowered the rifle. "Your punishment," I said to Frank, "is to live and watch peace you can't buy." He blinked, confused. "Peace?" "Yes," I said. "Something you'll never have." I turned to Mary. "Call Sheriff Cole." Frank groaned, clutching his wound. "You're weak." I looked back at him. "No, Frank. I'm done being weak." Sheriff Cole arrived minutes later, his horse sweating from the ride. "What happened here?" he asked. "He tried to take her again," I said. "He failed." Cole knelt beside Frank. "You're lucky he didn't finish you." Frank laughed bitterly. "Lucky? You call this lucky?" Cole stood. "You'll face the court this time." Mary took my arm gently. "You're bleeding." "I've had worse," I said. Eli ran up, worried. "Pa, your arm!" I smiled faintly. "Just a scratch, son." He smiled shyly. "You called me son again." I nodded. I meant it. Cole's men tied Frank's hands. He cursed at me. "You'll regret this," he shouted. "You always do." I shook my head. "No, Frank, I'll remember it." Cole looked at me. "You all right?" "I will be," I said. "Once he's gone." Mary stood quiet beside me. Her hands shook. When Frank was taken away, she finally spoke. "It's over?" she asked. "For him," I said. "For us, maybe beginning." She looked at the sunrise over the hills. The light touched her face, soft and gold. Tears rolled down her cheeks. "I'm not crying from fear," she said. "It's something else." "Release," I said softly. "That's what it feels like." Eli hugged her waist. "We can stay now, right?" "Yes," I said. "No more running." Cole mounted his horse. "Luke," he said, "don't let hate grow back." "I won't," I said. "It's buried for good." He tipped his hat and rode off with the prisoner. The sound of hooves faded into morning silence. Wind moved through the grass. The world smelled clean again. Mary turned to me. "You spared him." "I did," I said. "Killing him would have killed me too." She touched my face. "You've changed." "Maybe," I said. Maybe I just remembered who I was. She smiled. You found faith again. I nodded. Faith, family, forgiveness, maybe all three. She looked back at the cabin. Let's go home. We walked together, Eli running ahead. The door still swung from the fight. Smoke from the gunfire lingered faintly in the air. Inside, Mary cleaned my wound with gentle hands. It'll heal, she said. I know, I said. Everything heals with time. Eli sat by the fire, drawing in ashes with a stick. What are you making? I asked. The sun, he said. It's rising again, I smiled. Yes, it is. Mary poured water into a tin cup. Drink, she said. You need strength. I took it and drank slow. Warmth filled my chest. For a long time, none of us spoke. The fire crackled softly. I could still hear Frank's voice fading in my head. You can't save anyone. He was wrong. Mary brushed her hand against mine. You saved us, she said. No, I said. You saved me first. She looked surprised. How? You showed me peace, I said. And forgiveness, she smiled faintly. Then keep both, I nodded. I intend to. Eli looked up. Pa, will he come back? No, I said. Men like him only look back, never forward. He nodded slowly. Then we looked forward. Exactly, I said. The morning light filled the cabin. It touched every scar on my hands. For once, they didn't hurt. Mary leaned her head on my shoulder. We made it, she whispered. Yes, I said. We made it. Outside, the birds began to sing. The desert wind softened. The day felt alive again. I stared into the light and breathed. I thought about my past, all the pain, fire, and hate. Then I let it go. The door creaked as the wind passed through. The world smelled of dust and peace. Mary's voice broke the quiet. What now, Luke? I smiled. Now we live, she nodded. Together? Yes, I said. Together, Eli laughed. Then breakfast. Mary laughed too. He's right, I chuckled. Let's eat before peace gets cold. We sat at the small table, sunlight warm on our faces. I felt the weight lift from my heart. The long road behind us finally ended. As we ate in silence, I looked out the window. The horizon glowed soft and gold. The dawn had come, not with death, but with mercy. I whispered to myself, your punishment, Frank, is to watch what peace looks like. Then I smiled, because now I finally knew what that meant. The morning light came soft through the barn window. Dust floated like gold in the air. I smelled fresh hay and coffee. The ranch was alive again. For the first time in years, I didn't wake from dreams of fire or loss. I woke to peace. Mary stood by the door, her hair tied with a red ribbon. You're up early, she said. I heard the horses, I said. They sounded happy, she smiled. They like your voice more than mine. I doubt that, I said. They just know breakfast comes faster when I'm around. Eli ran from the porch, waving.
Pa, look!
He held up a small wooden toy horse I'd carved last week. Looks strong, I said. You sanded it well, he grinned. You taught me right. Mary's eyes met mine. She didn't say anything, but her look said everything. Gratitude, warmth, a silent thank you that hit deeper than words. Breakfast? She asked. Always, I said. Inside, the kitchen smelled like biscuits and smoke. Lily stirred the pot with careful hands. Don't burn it this time, I said, teasing. She laughed. I won't, Pa. The word still startled me every time. Pa, I never thought I'd hear it again. Mary poured coffee. You okay? She asked softly. Yeah, I said. Just remembering. Bad or good? She asked. Both, I said. But mostly good now. We ate together. Noah spilled his milk and laughed so hard we all joined him. I looked at that small table. Wood, cracked in places, old, and thought it looked more beautiful than anything I'd owned when I was rich. After breakfast, we stepped outside. The sun hit the fields. The grass waved slow like the earth was breathing. Eli grabbed his hat. I'll check the fences, he said. Take the dog, I told him. Bear listens better than you do, Eli laughed. Bear listens to Mom, Mary smiled. Smart dog. I saddled my horse, Elias. The wind was warm, the kind that feels like a promise. You coming to town today? I asked. Yes, Mary said. I need fabric and sugar. Maybe talk to Hannah. She's still trying to get us to church, I said. She just wants to see you smile, Mary said. I smile enough, I said. She raised an eyebrow. Not when you think too much, I grinned. You sound like my conscience. I am your conscience, she said, half serious. We rode into town together. The townsfolk waved now. Months ago, they whispered. Today, they smiled. Some even nodded with respect. Sheriff Cole stood by his office. "Morning, Luke," he called. "Sheriff," I said. "Quiet week?" "Too quiet," he said. "I almost miss your troubles." "Almost?" I said. He chuckled. "You keep that woman safe, you hear? She's got more faith than this whole town combined." Mary smiled at him. "Thank you, Sheriff." He tipped his hat. "You two built something good out there." "Don't let the past steal it," I nodded. "I won't." We walked our horses to the market. Hannah Cole waved from her stall. "Mary." "You look well." "I feel well," Mary said. "We're doing fine." Hannah looked at me. "He feeding you right?" Mary laughed. "Better than he feeds himself." "Typical," Hannah said. "Men always think black coffee counts as breakfast." "Black coffee kept me alive," I said. Mary shook her head. "Barely. We bought fabric, sugar, and salt." Eli ran to help, proud to carry every bag. People greeted him by name now. "That's Luke's boy," someone whispered. The words hit me, pride and fear at once. I didn't correct them. On the way home, the wind changed. A soft storm gathered at the edge of the sky. Gray clouds moved slow. I smelled rain. Mary looked up. "We better hurry." "Yeah," I said. "Don't want wet flour again," she smiled. "We'll make it." We reached the ranch just as the first drops fell. Eli and Lily pulled laundry from the line. Noah chased a chicken into the coop, laughing. I helped Mary unload the cart. She paused and looked at the horizon. "Every time it rains, I think of that night," she said quietly. "The night we met?" I asked. She nodded. "I thought we would die." "I thought so too," I said. "But you said something. You said, 'Take me home.'" "I was begging," she said. "I know," I said. "But you didn't know you were saving me." Her eyes softened. "You were the one who stopped." "You took us in. I took you home," I said. "But you took me too." She looked down, blinking fast. "Don't make me cry before supper." "Then stop talking like that," I said. She laughed. "You started it." We stood there, rain soft around us. I reached for her hand. She didn't pull away. Her fingers were warm, alive, certain. For a long time I hadn't known what that felt like. Certainty. Eli shouted from the barn, "Pa!" "The foal's standing," I smiled. "Let's see." We ran through the rain. Inside, a small foal wobbled near its mother. Wet, shaky legs, big eyes. Life, new and fragile. Mary touched the colt's head. "He's perfect. He's hope," I said. She looked at me. "So are we." When night came, we sat near the fire. The storm passed, leaving the air clean. Eli whittled wood. Lily drew on scraps. Noah slept against Bear. Mary mended Eli's torn shirt. I watched her hands move. Steady, graceful. "Something on your mind?" she asked. "Just thinking how quiet feels different now," I said. "Not empty anymore." "That's because we filled it," she said. "With what?" I asked. She smiled. "With life," I laughed. "You make it sound easy." "It's not easy," she said. "But it's worth it." I leaned back, staring at the fire. "You ever think about the past?" "Sometimes," she said, "but only to thank it for leading me here." Her words sank deep. I felt the ache fade, the old pain, the revenge, the hate. It was still there, but smaller now. Like a shadow after sunset, Eli spoke from the corner. "Pa? Yeah? Can we fix the old fence tomorrow?" "Sure," I said. "Why?" He smiled. "I want to make the ranch bigger." I looked at him proud. "Then we'll build it together." Mary folded the shirt and placed it beside her. "Bigger ranch," she said softly. "Bigger hearts." The fire crackled. Outside, the frogs started singing after rain. I felt peace settle like a blanket over the house. Later, when everyone slept, I walked to the porch. The air smelled of wet earth and wildflowers. The moonlight touched the grass like silver threads. I closed my eyes and breathed. For years, I'd lived for nothing but survival. Now I lived for them, for her, for the boy who called me Pa, for the woman who taught me that forgiveness isn't weakness, it's freedom. The door creaked. Mary stepped out wearing my old coat. "You never sleep long," she said. "I like the quiet," I said. She leaned beside me. "It's a good kind of quiet." "It is," I said. "You cold?" "A little," she said. I pulled her close. "Better?" "Better," she whispered. We stood like that, looking at the stars. The wind moved through the grass. The world smelled new again. After a while, she said, "You ever wonder what comes next?" "Tomorrow," I said. Then the next day, she smiled. Simple answer. Simple life, I said. That's all I ever wanted. She looked at me, eyes soft. You found it, I nodded. Thanks to you, she shook her head. No, Luke, thanks to us. I took her hand again. Then let's keep it that way. We stayed there in silence. The moon climbed higher. The ranch, once dead and cold, breathed like a living thing. I thought of all I'd lost, then all I'd gained. One life ended years ago. Another had begun the night she said, "Take me home." I looked at her face, half light, half shadow. Mary? Yes? I meant what I said. I didn't just take you home. I took you too, she smiled through tears. And you can keep me, cowboy. The night wind carried her laugh across the fields. Somewhere far, a coyote howled. Not lonely, just alive. I wrapped my arm around her. Let's go inside, I said. She nodded. Home's waiting. We walked back together. The fire still burned slow, the children asleep near the hearth. I looked once more at the room. My family, my peace, my second chance. I whispered to myself, the world took everything once. Tonight it gave it back. The rain began again, soft, forgiving, endless.